What's up, guys? This is St. Paul 91. I'm chilling with CJ77 Dark here, and I had just watched American Guinea Pig Bloodshock. This is the second film in the anthology series, not so much anthology series, a compilation of movies that are being remade from the 80s and 90s Japanese horror films that were hardcore movies. And I believe his name is Stephen Biro and Michael Kosh are remaking these movies. These guys are way ahead of their time. Not many movies are doing anything as realistically as these guys are.
Not at all.
This stuff is for the hardcore. I name a couple of movies you've watched before.
Even the most realistic live action movie, even like just films that don't even have CGI or anything, or even like the best realistic film like that you ever seen, like it still doesn't like compare to how realistic it is. I mean, I could barely watch it. I'm really mad at St. Paul right now for making me watch it. Like it was really brutal.
And
it's
see,
the most brutal I've seen.
I didn't want to show him the movie because that's almost like something you do to an enemy if they're not expecting to see certain things. I showed him clips of what I thought was just to give him a good basis of what these movies are about.
I watched maybe less than 10 minutes, way less than, maybe 5 minutes at least, and it just completely churned my stomach. That's why I'm drinking water right now.
Yes.
Like completely trying to hydrate, get my stomach out of these knots right now.
When I was watching this has never happened to me before. I've seen the Human Centipedes. I've watched some pretty intense mangas, Berserk. I've seen a lot of movies, Serbian film. The list can go on. Men Behind the Sun, 120 Days of Solo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a background, Clockwork Orange. I have a background in horror. It's probably my favorite genre next to hardcore action movies like The Raid, which we will be doing a review of here pretty soon. Stay tuned for 1 and 2. Stay tuned for that one. But my background, it still didn't really even prepare me for the brutal, the artistic. That's one thing I was trying to tell him. Is this still artistic?
And I mean, I'm not a kiddie, like, like a kiddie watcher or anything. I actually have somewhat of experience watching horror films. I watch some with you on occasion, and I'm not, like, completely obliterated to, like, all horror. I still watch horror from time to time, and I actually, like, didn't think that I would actually be affected by this film. Like, I thought I was like, nah, like, St. Paul doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, I think I'll be able to get through it. Because, like, at first I thought he said that, like, he couldn't even watch it. Like, he stopped completely and didn't finish it. He just recently told me that he actually went through it all, and it was the most brutal that he did. And I was like, that was actually after I watched it with him. And before it, I was like, you know what? He doesn't know what he's talking about. I got the stomach for it. No. I watched at least like the first minute or two after I got done watching the clip that he showed me, the like 5-minute clip, and I was like after that, like I seriously felt like my gag reflex is starting to like start to activate and everything.
I don't necessarily want to do a review here. I don't want to turn people away from these type of movies, and I don't want to say go watch it.
It's not a bad movie at all.
Like we said, we've been discussing the artistic value of certain movies.
It's very
at a certain
realistic.
point. Is it still artistic? At what point does it stop being artistic? Is I think the question that I'm bringing up to him, myself, anyone who views this video. After what is that? What is the line that we have to draw?
Because I mean, it doesn't really like pass the point to where it's like, I would say, like completely not at all artistic at all. Like, I think it's like
beautiful macabre in a way.
It's kind of writing the line of artistic and kind of artistic, I guess I can say, because like it's not really my kind of artistic, but it is very artistic, very realistic, and I couldn't believe like stuff that they were doing. And I would actually probably after this stream, after this video, I'm probably going to even like check like the cast and everything, like check if they're still alive and everything, because
it is one of those movies. Much,
actually,
much like the originals got in trouble because they were so realistic for the time that Charlie Sheen actually got in contact with the FBI to make sure that it wasn't a snuff film. He was so. This is Charlie Sheen, by the way, someone who's
really famous.
He's been in some crazy movies himself. He's a crazy man himself, and if it was able to freak him out, this is definitely for the people who like the thrill seekers. Those that are tired of mainstream horror movies. This is more of an underground gig. If you think you have the mindset, the willpower, and you see something interesting in these movies, it makes you think.
Like, it almost makes me want to actually show our aunt that actually was doing films and stuff. I probably wouldn't ever do it.
Hell no, yeah.
She's actually,
I gotta cut him off right there. Just like I said, I can show CJ a movie like this because I mean he'll like, oh
yeah, but
why won't you show me this shit?
Show her, but it's just like the mentality.
This is nothing that you show. Seriously, this type of film it can be considered borderline terms for jail.
I'm just saying like showing
children cannot see this movie.
Someone who's worked on films to actually know like how they actually did it or even like stuff like that.
There's a difference between like FX, those who create effects that make us physically sick. That they hurt our heads. It's so damning. There's a difference in storytelling, direction, writing, camera work. There's big differences here. This movie, American Guinea Pig, these movies, it's not about the story. There's really not much story here. I mean, look, it's not like any dumbass can watch these movies like, oh, I loved it. When you watch it through and through context, when you see what these people go through, and then when you hit that peak, that plateau, like I described it as a shotgun blast to the senses. I don't know what to think anymore after watching that the final scene of this movie is what I'm saying is the most intense, beautifully crazy sickness I have ever seen.
Like, you guys can post in the comments like movies that you guys would actually think like.
Yes, let me know what let me know let us know the craziest movies you've ever seen.
We will respond and say like what we think like.
We'll watch them if we haven't seen them.
But from what I've seen, the most like scariest horror film I've seen, I can't list one from the top of my head, but I honestly can say like from my perspective, compared to that film, it might as well be on Cartoon Network or something, or on the Disney Channel.
CJ brings up a good point there, and I want to talk about the scare factor, that thrill factor. There is a difference between those gore nuts, people kind of like me who like to see how far the directors of these movies, how realistic they can make it,
and people like me who just like enjoy the average horror movie.
There's jump scares, there's environment scares. Like I watched Lights Out. Please check out that review.
I'm definitely going to check that out too.
It is a solid movie. It is well written. You feel for the actors. It is well acted, well choreographed. It is creative and it's fresh.
That's what I've been hearing about it too. I hear it's a really good film, and a lot of people have been talking about it.
You can show this movie to family members or friends.
Yeah, Lights Out.
You
can watch that.
If you show Bloodshock, you will lose that friend. They might call the cops on you. This, like I said, this is not for the faint of heart. I had a pain in my chest. I thought it was, heartburn and indigestion. No. About an hour or two after, I was smoking my cigarette. I really had to think about what I had just witnessed.
It's one of those movies that, like, you sit down with one of your friends in front of, like, a computer or
They have to know what they're getting into. Your friends have to be okay with stuff.
Your friends,
no, they have to be okay with this stuff.
Yeah.
Especially around the Halloween season. I know a lot of people, especially myself and my friends, we have to get together and we'll all pick a couple movies that we think are just horrible, scary movies. They can be funny.
I don't think we're going to choose this movie. though. This
No,
going
no,
way
exactly. Like I
too
said, this is
far.
only for the underground pros. This is only for those that are serious. If you like movies like Scream, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, even, or Freddy, or what have you, The Exorcist, those
Like-
movies are in another class over here.
Yeah.
You want to jump to the American Guinea Pigs, or even the original Guinea Pigs, the Japanese movies? This is not for you. This
Like
is
imagine like
shock,
horror
shock
genre,
horror,
like,
shock
most
gore
stuff, like,
porn.
on ground level, and like Bloodshock is in outer space. Like it's in another atmosphere.
It
like it's
truly
not
is.
even in the same like distance area, or even like
It's in black and
sitcom.
white too. The about 80 or 90% of this movie's in black and
That's
white.
probably one of the things
And I'm
that
sure-
like got to me too. is that
They
it's
had to
in
do
black and
this
white.
because this
Some
final
of it, like,
scene.
has color in it because
It's the final scene that I showed CJ.
um,
It blurs into color very well. Like I
it
said,
blends from
yes,
black and
and they
white.
do a great job of doing that.
amazing.
But
job.
when this happens, it's
Oh
akin
my.
to going to the dentist with no anesthesia, the doctor drilling on your veins and your cords and your nerves. It shocks you. It is the true
Right.
definition of a blood shock. It's like going through a seizure. This
I
is
watched
insane. This is an
myself,
insane movie.
get my wisdom teeth removed, and I watched like the wisdom teeth get put over there. Like I might as well have been watching like
real snuff film.
Rugrats or something like that compared to my wisdom teeth getting removed from me. Like my experience from getting my wisdom teeth and like seeing all the blood and like my teeth and like a tray right next to me. I might as well have been watching like Rugrats compared to like that, or like even Yo Gabba Gabba or something like that.
Now, in my opinion, like I said, I've seen many horror movies, many types of subgenre. You know, the Itchy, the Killers, the Theater Bizarre. One of
Theater
my
Bizarre.
favorite
Oh,
movies
my
of all time. I love Theater Bizarre.
Yeah,
I'm
amazing
waiting
movie. If you haven't
impatiently
seen it.
for Grand Guignol, which Grand Guignol. Where is it at? Where is it at, guys? Do you guys not know how to make this movie? Because this is what makes me search for other horror movies. Because
We can even come up for a script for it. I mean, God, it's not.
maybe
really that
they're
difficult.
taking their time. Maybe they're taking
If
their
they're
time.
taking their time, I can understand, but it's something between like I've heard about movies completely taking almost like plenty of time to where fans would even be like, okay,
Theater
like, that's
Bizarre
fine,
came
you
out
know,
like 5
take
years
your
ago.
time.
It came
Yeah,
out like 5
but
years ago.
it's still like if it's still taking this long and it's still like
I'm afraid it's canceled.
I want it to
I'm
be
afraid it's
perfect.
canceled. I'm afraid they're fighting with each other. I don't know what it may be, but this is the reason why I search for other horror movies, is because when I find something that I like or that I'm interested in, I want to keep it going. Not only do I want to push myself, but it's like a study. It's like an art study and
Yeah.
something that you find interesting. It has nothing to do with only sick people like these movies. There is something very interesting about these types of movies. What was that?
Well, we are kind of getting close to the end of the video. We are like cutting it a little close here.
This is the craziest stuff I've ever seen, guys. Please watch it if you know what I'm talking about. Don't watch it if you know what I'm talking about. Let us know what you think are some of your harshest movies you've ever seen, if you enjoy this genre. Like I said, we're getting closer to Halloween.
Yeah.
When we get closer to Halloween, I get pumped up for these types of movies. The Walking Dead, I like to watch. Anything with the horror. Outcast, I'm watching that currently. We'll be reviewing that as well. I just finished Preacher. I want to talk with you guys.
Finished Preacher?
Yes, I just finished
Okay,
Preacher.
I'm gonna
He
have
still
to-
has a couple
yeah.
episodes left, but we will be reviewing that.
As
We want
soon
to
as
talk
I-
to you.
I'm gonna be
We want to
rushing
talk to
to
you about
finish
that.
those.
Not necessarily reviews. Like I said, discussion. I don't think we're classified to say if a movie or a TV show is good enough. We're not.
Yeah, we're not going to go on
We-
the scale or anything.
Oh yeah, it's like, oh, this movie sucks and this sucks. It's not
No.
about that. We want to talk about it because there's things we don't understand, and maybe you guys can help us understand, and maybe we can help you guys understand. But CJ77 has a promotion going on right now. Please let them know about that.
I'm giving away Rainbow Six One on YouTube right now.
This is for the Xbox, yes, Xbox One. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, he just purchased this game, yes.
I just purchased Rainbow Six Siege. It came with Rainbow Six 1 and 2, but please...
the 100th viewer of this video will be getting Rainbow Six 1. This is Vegas, right?
Yeah, and Rainbow Six 2 will be for the 50th follower.